Yes. How are you?
Is that it? That it? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, except for I had to see some really terrible movies.
You're already going there?
I am.
You gotta play it cool. Have a poker face like this.
I don't think that my poker face is a big part of the show. Uh,
Well,
I
before we get
just
to the movies, well, I have a question.
sure.
Well, I'll get to that when I get to that. No. When we talk about Monkey King, I had something to bring up. But before I say anything else, I've been watching with my kids, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Have you seen that one? It's on Disney
I have
Plus.
not. I haven't.
It's a good one, I think. It's yeah. I mean, obviously you know what it's about. It's Sword of the Stone, basically, or what do they call it, Excalibur.
Oh, right.
So, but what's weird is that led us to watch The Kid Who Would Be King that we saw a few years ago, and we gave like really
Uh-huh.
good rating. And
Right.
then I was like going back to my childhood. I'm like, oh, I know what movie I want to watch.
The never ending story.
So my kids weren't as excited about it as I was.
Yeah, I have to tell you, that's one where the effects and stuff just don't hold up.
Oh well, but I watched that. I'm like, I don't care about the effects. I still like it. I mean, it holds up for me. But I mean,
Yeah, but the kid riding the
that's the
yeah,
best part. And like, what the hell is that thing? It's like a dog dragon or whatever it is.
it's a Cluj job of a dog.
And I think what bothers me is the voice. He's like, "Hey,
Yeah,
you
just
want to
attach
go
it.
for a ride?"
Yeah, it's I always thought that what Forrest Gump wasn't busy.
Well, so for the record, if you're looking for something to watch, I don't know what's going on in my background. Watch The Kid Who Would Be King if you haven't seen it, because Mick and I both liked it. But Percy Jackson and the Olympians on Disney Plus is a
Is
winner, I
amazing.
think.
Amazing is the winner. I have to say, you have to see Godzilla -1.
I know. It's funny. I put that on my list, and I'm like, I gotta see this movie, and then I forgot about it, and then you brought it up, and I'm like, oh my god, he's brought it up now. That means I probably have to see it. There we go.
Well, the thing is I'm just saying, you're going to find it's going to be one of the best movies you've ever seen in your life. I mean, period, right? Just period.
Wow.
But I mean, I can't even tell you how
I thought
from
you
the
were gonna say the best
beginning.
Godzilla movie, but the
No,
best.
no. It has nothing to do with the Godzilla movie. And actually, Godzilla is such a minor part of the story, you won't believe it. But the story itself is just such a great cinematic job of telling a story. I mean, I was astounded. I literally was in the theater going, how are they how are they doing this? I mean, they use just all the normal parameters of making a film, and yet it's sort of like, how Casablanca, I mean, there's nothing truly unusual about the story of Casablanca. It's just done so well. It's just there is no mistake anywhere, and that's what these guys did.
That's what I thought when I saw Teen Wolf 2. See, I went beyond Teen Wolf. I said Teen Wolf
Yeah,
2.
you dug deep.
It's just been a while since I brought up Teen Wolf. I thought it'd be funny to just bring it up. No, but anyway, no, I'm gonna see it now for sure. Um,
If you can get to see it in a theater, it's something to see. And the black and white version is astounding.
Black and white. Okay, cool.
It's touring now as the black and white version.
It's it's touring.
Yeah,
It's riding around on a bus.
it's in theaters right now.
I
Yeah.
want to see it on a bus.
You-
If it's touring around the country.
yeah, sort of a it's a school bus, but still.
Speaking of amazing movies, you brought up Kung Fu. What was it? What the hell was this movie called? Oh, Monkey King, which is based on it's a Chinese tale, isn't it? It's based on a Chinese folk tale kind of thing.
Yes.
Basically, it's about a monkey who finds a stick and he fights with it, and craziness ensues. That's the best. That's the best I could do. But
Yes.
it came out last year, and I was like, why did he suggest this? And then you texted me later saying, which Monkey King? And I'm like, I don't know. I watched the one that's on Netflix. It's animated.
Well, here's the weird. The one to get a hold of, the one that's easy to get a hold of, is the animated one.
Right.
And neither one of them is good. Don't get me wrong. The thing that I did discover is that I was actually considering the other one because it's so freaking weird.
That's what I thought you were. But I'm like, I don't have Apple TV though, and I was like, well,
yeah. So we had to back into this one.
I was like, I guess I can't watch that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, and in that case, it's kind of complicated.
So
Because
yeah,
this one was terrible.
just cut to the chase, buddy. See, I knew this was going to be a short episode because I totally agree with you.
I'm just saying that, here's the thing.
How would you sum it up in one word? I know what I would say. Mediocre.
Well, no, I would say lost. If I had to sum it up in one word, it's just lost. This is the most lost film I have ever seen. I mean, it kind of meanders along, and it doesn't really have a point of view, and you can't figure out really who's on what side. and here's the thing. I know that you can't figure out who's on whose side, but the real problem is that you just don't care.
Well, I thought this was a lot like Kung Fu Panda, and I was like, well, maybe that's why I don't like it very much, because I didn't like Kung Fu Panda that much. So this is not even as good as Kung Fu Panda. It's
this is not nearly as good as Kung Fu Panda.
I can tell you what I liked about this one.
Yeah.
Well, first let me tell you what I didn't like. Everything you said, it was boring as hell. I didn't care about it. The main character was a freaking dick, even though he's a monkey. He deserves a spanking. Spank that monkey. Spank that monkey.
Exactly. There's a theme in all the films that we just did that we're watching. We do multiples at a time, and there was a theme in it of not caring about the main lead character.
Yeah, he was really annoying. Oh, and also, I thought this was supposed to be a kids movie, and I thought some of the scenes were pretty graphic for like kids to watch, but there was really no emotion anyway, so it didn't matter. I mean, it was like somebody was reading a story, and they were just like, "Oh, that guy, that dragon dog on Neverending Story is reading me the story." Let me tell you about the Monkey King.
We were talking about and this has got the same looking dog.
And this is I think that's the main problem. Is it's not even a story. It's like you said, it's lost. It doesn't know what it is. It's trying to figure it out.
Yeah, a lot of times I hear reviewers talking about a film, and they say, "Well, this film didn't seem to understand what it wanted to be," and most of the time, when I hear that, it's because the reviewer himself hasn't grown up yet, and hasn't come into puberty, and what he means is that he doesn't know what he's doing yet. But in this case, it's absolutely accurate because I couldn't for one moment follow who's on what side, right?
Did you not get the feeling this was like written by artificial intelligence? Like it just had no
there was
emotion?
An element of that. There was a strong element of that. And suddenly the six-finger man came out.
I'll tell you what I did like. I like how I like the color palette. It was very pretty, and the sound effects were really good, actually.
Yeah, but here's the thing about the color palette.
Did you not like it?
Well, let me tell you something. Joel Silver, who did that bastardized Batman with the nipples back in the day, remember?
Yes.
Everything in that show was of those particular colors, where the entire palette range is right in between hot pink and dark purple, right? Yeah, and here's the problem.
But for the subject matter, doesn't it fit with the story?
Well, here's the thing. I'm just talking about my own reactions here. Just talking about a little bit about me, is whenever I see that particular color palette, I think back to Batman, and all I can think of is the ridiculous nipples. in the
Nipples.
Here, I'm gonna give you one for the promo.
Oh, that's funny. Nipples. I didn't think once about nipples during this whole movie, but I guess you were thinking about nipples, probably subconsciously at least.
George Clooney's nipples. Not just nipples. George Clooney's nipples.
So anyway,
as I call them, Clooney's. Hey, baby, show us your Clooney's.
well, that's a new one. I haven't heard that one before.
You heard it here first.
So do we have anything else to say?
No, really. Yeah, I would give this thing a 1 because they went through a lot of trouble. I think because the materials would have cost at least $100.
That's all I got. I have nothing.
Yeah. You don't even have that.
I think it's spank the monkey and put this thing away forever.
Spank the monkey.
Spank the monkey in the movie.
Spank the monkey.
Isn't that shot the monkey? Shock? Is it
monkey.
shock or shot?
Shock the monkey. Well, shock the Clooney's, baby. Shock the Clooney's.
Oh boy. So what would you rate this? I would give this.
That's why I said. I'm gonna give it a 1.
I would give it a very generous 1.2 for the color palette. And the sound effects. The sound effects were good, by the way.
Whatever.
I thought they were good. I have to say, the sound was good. Okay, so anyway,